Time now for Night Courts. Tensions are rising between Southwest Airlines and pilots who work there, with threats of strikes and picketing that could come right in the middle of the busy holiday travel season. The Southwest Pilots Union is suing, arguing the airlines violated labor laws because of how it altered work rules during the COVID-19 pandemic. While Southwest says it's just been responding to the unpredictable nature of the virus, the pilots union believes the airline has used illegal tactics. That's the claim. So let's get tonight's arguments off the ground with class action attorney Kelly Hyman and criminal defense attorney Bob Bianchi. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, Shannon.
Nice to see you, Shannon.
Let's start with Exhibit A. This is from the complaint. Despite being cash positive, defendant Southwest took advantage of the COVID pandemic. In October 2020, Southwest demanded concessions from all of its labor unions, including SWAPA, this one. Defendant Southwest Airlines again made an enterprise decision to seek a 10% pay cut from each unionized worker, including pilots. And Bob, they say that violates their collective bargaining agreement, that Southwest overstepped the rules.
Yeah, so we have to deal a lot with a pandemic, something that was not anticipated. A collective bargaining agreement is an agreement between management and its employees. And what Southwest Airlines is saying is that under that collective bargaining agreement, which we don't have to look at the details, that they have the authority to make these changes. Moreover, and this is going to really wonky, Shannon, this is something that should be in a law school class. A professor would be proud to have created a fact pattern like this, because you got contract law, you got labor law, but ultimately they're going to say, Southwest Airlines, that this is not a quote-unquote major dispute, and the language of the law requires that Southwest Airlines only exert every reasonable effort to make and maintain their agreements. And they're going to argue, when you deal with a word like reasonable, that this was reasonable under the circumstances. I will say, Shannon, one fact that I know Kelly's going to highlight, and it's a good one, is they went from a $4.1 billion cash position to a $24 billion cash position by taking advantage of loans. So that may be a sticky fact for them in court.
Well, let's check out Exhibit B. Now, this comes from Russell McCready. He's the Southwest Vice President of Labor Relations. A bit of a statement from him says, Southwest Airlines, like the rest of the industry, has been forced to respond to the unpredictable challenges presented by the global COVID-19 pandemic. The airline disagrees with the union's claims that any COVID-related changes over the past few months required negotiation. I mean, Kelly, this is something none of us have ever been through at this scale and in this way before.
No, absolutely, Shannon. You bring up a really good point. But we have to understand what the pilots are arguing and what the pilots are asserting. So we have to remember, during the pandemic, the pilots were there. They were flying the airplanes. They were dealing with all kinds of issues as well. And also during the pandemic as well, potential pilots got COVID. And my thoughts and prayers go to anyone that's been affected by COVID. Now, the pilots are saying once they get COVID, they are quarantined. But now the airlines are saying, we're not going to pay you. Not only are we not going to pay you your benefits that you got, no, we're going to reduce that as well. But still, we're going to make a lot of money, and we still want you to fly. It's just not fair to them. Ultimately, it has to be fair to the pilots, and that's the bottom line.
Well, and that's a lot of what you say there is part of their complaint as well in Exhibit C. The pilot said throughout the pandemic, they continued to come to work and perform their duty. Many have had close contact with infected individuals while at work. They've gotten infected. A few have died. Many more have not recovered well enough to fly. Bob, they say they were taking all the risks and keeping things going, and yet they were getting shafted by the airline. That's their argument.
Yeah, listen, I agree completely with them. They were on the front line. They were taking risks. They were keeping our economy moving. But this is a contract issue, a labor relations issue, which is different. Nobody's going to dispute they weren't heroes in all this. The question is whether or not the company has the authority under the collective bargaining agreement to do the things they did. They're arguing that this was all pretextual. In other words, they were using the COVID pandemic as a way of cutting their salaries and cutting their benefits. The company is saying that we have that authority under the collective bargaining agreement. So despite the fact that we applaud their heroism throughout all this, that's not going to make a difference in court. It's going to be what the collective bargaining agreement says and whether or not that violated the rules of the law. And unfortunately for me, I think that they have a credible argument, Southwest Airlines, to say this is not a major dispute because we have the authority to do it. And the fact is what we did was reasonable. It'll be up to a court to make that decision.
Quick final word to you, Kelly.
Well, ultimately, it'll be up to the court to make that determination, but the plaintiffs are going to argue that they didn't have a right to do that, that under the collective bargaining agreement, they can't make these substantive changes.
All right, we'll track it as we always do. Kelly and Bob, thank you both very much.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
And some good news.